My name is Kait Thornson, and I'm a 4th generation apple and pear grower. Welcome to my orchard.
Country anymore, Timmy. You know, we have ventured a little further north today. We're on our way up to an area called Tonasket. Tonasket is north central Washington, apple country. I look up around here and I'm like, ain't nobody growing nothing. We're like in the mountains up here. We're like, those are the North Cascades right over there. Cascades over there to the west. And we're just headed to Canada. We are. I expect Santa Claus to be up here any minute. We have an opportunity to meet with a really cool gal. Her name's Kait, and she and her family are in the stone fruit and apple business up here. Washington State is the largest producing apple, state in the United States. Anytime I go somewhere, I go find the apples, and I would say 9 times out of 10 I can find a Washington apple. No kidding. 9 times. You go into a supermarket or whatever, and you'll be like, "There's the sticker." I'm like looking for it. Kait grew this apple for us. That's exactly right. We're going to learn more about her family's farming and orchard, and kind of like how she got into this. Absolutely. I mean, she's becoming this spokesman for Washington apples. She definitely is. Super duper cool. Here we are. So welcome to Tonasket, YouTube. Let's go meet Kait.
My name is Kait Thornton, and I'm a 4th generation apple and pear grower. Welcome to my orchard. So we've got about 440 operational acres, so we're about 60% pears, 40% apples.
Kait, what is your favorite apple? Oh, is that like picking a favorite kid?
It is.
It is? Oh, okay.
That's a big question. Right? She represents lots of apple interests here.
Personally, for just fresh eating, I love sugar bee apples just because I like a sweet apple.
Okay.
But then for baking, I love a golden. For apple chips, Cosmic Crisp are incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also with cheese.
Did you have to come out and help with harvest when you were little, or what did that look like for you?
Well, it's kind of there's a fine age of whether you're underfoot and kind of in the way, or if we're actually useful. But it's Dad would be busy and we'd get dropped off at landings, and so we'd level bins. So when you stack bins on top of each other, you don't want that fruit to get crushed, so you mound them a certain way.
Yeah.
Since I've learned how to tie down straps, throw straps, I haul fruit now.
Right.
We got Kait in the plane. We did it. She's strapped in. There's no turning back.
Kait, welcome to the Kit Fox. We're thrilled to have you here.
Your family's been here since early days.
Yes, so 1925 is when my great-grandparents moved to this valley. We're middle of Washington, 20 minutes from Canada, and so pretty decently cold up here. So we've got the latest harvest of the year, or of the industry. So we've got a lot of apples, a lot of pears, cherries, some stone fruit, but not necessarily commercially. Yep. And then we got a lot of cattle ranching up here too. So I got my start with TikTok, and I've got about 350,000 followers there. And then on Instagram, I've got 140,000 followers, and I really like Instagram. Yeah. And then my favorite would be LinkedIn. My understanding of supply chain and agriculture and stuff, that is where the decision makers are. Right. And bottom line, I can impact how consumers, and I still think that is very, very important because it's a huge driving factor. Sure. But I also need those retail suppliers and people who are in the supply system to see what farmers are experiencing. I know when I tell people I'm an influencer, they think of a scantily clad young lady doing dances and stuff. And I'm trying to change people's perception of that, and being okay, I actually try to educate people, but also in a fun way. Yep. Because I also know attention spans are yay big. Yay big. Yeah, yay big, right? I didn't think it would turn into this. I was just if I impact how 100 people look at their produce, then that's great. Because I just noticed from all the headlines and stuff, it's just people distrusted the food system a lot.
Right.
And like didn't know who or where their food came from. And then at the same time, we were going through financial difficulty. Also during COVID,
Sure.
when I was like 17,
Yep.
and so we couldn't get any financial lenders to come out.
And so you started to just let everybody know what's going on.
I just try to answer questions honestly.
Sure.
And usually a lot of other people have the same questions, or they're coming from a place of genuine concern
Yeah.
about like how farm workers are treated or what's being applied on their food, etc.
Right.
So that's my house right there.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and so my parents started out in a single wide trailer on that side of the river.
Uh-huh,
And
yep.
it's still up there. We still use it as farm worker housing. But
Cool.
I mean, they spent their first year of marriage like sleeping in a twin-sized bed together.
Yeah.
And like, you know, putting pennies together. And
That's
then
right.
they built that in 2001, and I was born in that house.
Oh, very cool. There's the Pioneer House. That's what you're saying. The Pioneer House. There it is. We're going to we're flying over the top to see if Kelly got out. And if he got his drone in the air, he's going to be like, Tim, I'm going to need a few more passes over the house, just like that.
You've talked about your kind of family struggling, right, as you grew up.
Yeah.
You know, as we were driving through those orchards up there, you were like, I remember my parents' blood, sweat, and tears putting these in and working this land. And
Yeah.
how has that contributed to your success so far?
I remember my dad like working late nights, like getting up really early in the morning and just work ethic. And I remember like when I was first starting to work and Dad would have me like picking rocks outside of the road so like
Yeah.
it wouldn't bounce the fruit.
Yeah.
Easier on the trucks.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want you just picking up fruit and setting it off to the side or whatever. He's like, you like pick it up and you like run over here, and he's like, you gotta hustle.
Yes.
And, like I think that was like, it's just a mentality that was instilled in us from
Hustle.
like, sports to
Yeah.
our academics. Both my older siblings were valedictorians, trying to just like strive for excellence. I mean, my grandpa started out as a barefoot farm kid here, one of 7 kids, and became a medical doctor, that kind of thing.
There's a lot of fight in the Thornton family line.
Well, we try.
I like it. I like it.
This is my original pickup.
Oh, looky here.
This is where I got my start in. There was many boxes sold out of the back of here. I even took the toolbox off of it so I could
Wait a minute. This is the truck of the story you just told? So when she was 16, her dad was like, there's some apricot trees over there. You can go sell them. And so she used to box up fruit by the headlights of this truck and take them down and sell, right?
Yeah, and then it's a very loud pickup, but she pulls a lot of fruit. I could fit, I think, 76 boxes in my pickup. And I'd take, all through college, I'd take back loads of fruit and deliver them all to different towns and stuff. So, yeah, this is like my museum.
Why do you do this?
Well, I found just like the few years I've been doing this that like there really is a strong emotional connection to people's food, especially working in agriculture, whether it is a steak or whether it is an apple or an ear of corn and stuff.
Talk to us a little bit about maybe what social media has done for you, like nationwide, and have you gone across the world as well?
So I got to go to the Swiss apple farms. I got to go to German apple farms, Italian apple farms.
Yes.
Incredible.
I mean, apples and cattle. That's Switzerland as well. It's not too far off of Tonasket.
No, it
okay?
actually isn't.
It really isn't.
It reminded me a lot of it, just not as dry. Up on the hills, and like all the contours and stuff, that makes excellent apple growing lands. So you get all these microclimates, and you get
does the sun hit it sooner, or what is
well, you get early sun,
Yep.
and then early shade because
Okay.
we got that mountain, the Whitestone Mountain behind it, and so the sun will tuck back behind there. Because what makes incredible apples is sunny days, but like colder sunny days,
Yes.
and then cooler evenings.
That is so cool.
We get a box of hand-picked apples
Yes.
from the apple queen herself.
This is a day to never be forgotten. We got a Kait's crate.
Kait's crate. That's the way to do it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking us around your world and for flying with us.
And all the best with the balance of harvest.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
You're a total rock star. Go get them.
Go get them. See ya.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, you guys.
See you later. Take care, okay?
Fly safe.
All right, thanks.
Tonasket International Airport, muchas gracias. You have been very accommodating to us. I hope people who look at her as a social media influencer and learn more than anything else, and that is that's a kid who, as a teenager, started selling fruit out of the back of her pickup, packing it at night in the dark. Absolutely. Putting it online and going out and selling it. Smile, handshake, cash deal. She said from the get-go she liked the interaction with the consumer, the direct interaction, and that's obviously her nature. And she definitely is doing great things in her industry, and for agriculture as a whole. It isn't like folks in agriculture have a lot of money to give their kids, but they certainly have an opportunity to give them. What her dad gave her was far more valuable, than what money could buy. Absolutely. He taught her not to be afraid of life. Right. He taught her how to work. Yep. And he clearly taught her that being a girl doesn't excuse you from hard work, diesel engines, getting your hands dirty, or working hard. The purpose of this content that we make is to promote and educate and entertain about farmland, and the people in agriculture. Absolutely. And I cannot imagine a better ambassador than for this valley, for the fruit growers, and for agriculture than Kait Thornton. Well, you know what they say. Oh, I know what they say. We love your dirt.